I want to quash a patriot myth, most commonly known as the Act of 1871. The Act of 1871 holds no water in the patriot myths or actual events. All the Act did was consolidate and amend the Act of 1803, the D.C. Organic Act of 1803, to take there were 4 districts in the D.C. area. I don't have those. One was Alexandria, one was Georgetown, one was I can't remember the other names. But all it did was to unify all those separate districts in the D.C. area into one amalgamated District of Columbia. And the Act of 1871 just provided for a new government. And I've got a clipping of an article from the Brooklyn Eagle 1870 where it says that the people of D.C. are petitioning Congress for a new form of government. That was for the people of D.C., of that area. Now, the Act of 1871 was implemented, and it was put into place, and it did create a municipal corporation. It was not a federal corporation. It was not a state corporation. And until people understand what a corporation is, it is not Nike, it's not Reebok, it's not Goodyear, it's not IBM. Those are all private corporations. A public corporation, if you actually look at the definitions and don't go to freedictionary.com or use Google or this or that, go to Bouvier's Law, 1856, and look at all the different kinds of corporations there are. It's a body of men united under a name for a specific purpose. That's all it is. Congress is a corporation because it's a body of men of the several states united for a specific purpose. Now, in 1874, President Grant abolished the Act of 1871 because the people of D.C. and the government thereof misappropriated selling bonds for a road contract. And they sold these bonds, and when they got the money to build the roads for D.C., then it came up saying, well, what kind of roads are they going to be? So they oversold the bonds and misappropriated the money, and therefore Grant had to abolish the government because it was insolvent. So therefore it was under temporary jurisdiction of the Congress until 1878. After that, till they could put in a new form of governance for the municipality of D.C. First of all, D.C. is not the United States. D.C. is where the United States is seated. Just like your capital of your state, that is not the state. Austin here in Texas is not Texas. It's just where our state legislature sits. So we have to get rid of this idea that D.C. is government. It's not. It's just where government is placed. If the entire Congress and the Senate and the President went to a vacation spot in Salt Lake City, but they had a meeting, then that would be the United States and Congress assembled. So the Act of 1871 is a misnomer, and people need to actually do the research and quit listening to YouTube videos and getting distracted by the facts. Anyway, I'm going to bring Sean in now.
As far as the Act of 1871, I don't know how people are missing it, but that deal got repealed because the D.C. local government was corrupt from the get-go. Thought just occurred to me. These people are still falling for that. So much that they're trying to make their own, fake governments and everything. I just don't get it. The word national on its own has become a de facto term. You find it, Title 18 within the United States Code, for instance. And you try to tell these people that, and the reason why I'm saying something is because you brought up the Act of 1871 earlier, Paul.
No, Harry did.
There's just, okay, my bad.
I brought it up. I brought it up from somebody else's comment. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to put it on the record.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's so many myths out there, you know. I don't even know how to combat them all sometimes. You know, you can debunk them, but, you know, people, they, you know, I guess I need to go talk to my private attorney general. Yeah.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. Here's what's happening. Today, more and more people are waking up, and more and more people are, you know, going to Google, going to YouTube, and what we're finding, I think, is that the newbies waking up are seeing these patriot mythology videos that we can't get, you know, we can't keep fighting it over and over. We can't, you know, keep dispelling it. It's just that more and more people are waking up and they're seeing this and they're gullible. They don't know how to do their own research and due diligence. I mean, this is how I started. Sure, I started believing that stuff years ago. But then when I started getting into my own research and reading the congressional record, which people need to do at certain points in time to research this stuff, and then you find the truth. Right now, people are watching videos of people that don't do their due diligence because they're conspiracy theorists. They glom on to one point in time, and then they make this whole story up because they didn't follow through on that actual event. Okay, this happened here. What happened down the road with this? Not just...
Right. They're not going after the actual source.
Right.